substitute comic, the president of Proud Stand-Up Comics,
Thank you guys so much. Oh, thank you. I have to apologize for the noise upstairs. I feel like we're on the set of like Jurassic Park or something. Look at the puddle flipping. Alex was talking about this earlier, and I remembered I was going on Google, and I was doing the same thing with the Google search, and I agree, I noticed that it finishes those searches, but with me, it really pissed me off that it does those autofill, because it feels like it's just trying to finish what you're saying. And it made me realize that, like, if Google was a person, you'd be the most annoying friend to talk to, like, on the planet. You know, you just go to Google and you're like, hey, Google, what's up? It's like, hey, James, I'm doing good, how are you? Oh, man, I had the craziest day yesterday. I was just at a Yankee game. No, Google, not at all. I was actually just in my house and I was watching TV when all of a sudden, you had a heart attack? No, Google, what are you doing? Tell the story, man. Stop asking questions. Okay, so I was watching TV, and then I got up because there was a knock on the door, and I got up to go answer it, and I opened it, and there was a dog out there that turned into a human with 4 arms, and he gave me the key to the destruction of the world. It's like, damn it, Google, shut the hell up! And how did you guess? So the other night, I couldn't get to sleep very well. I don't know why. It's not like I spend my nights thinking about a search engine turning into a person. But I couldn't get to sleep, so I did what a lot of other people do in that situation, and I started to count sheep, and it really worked. It was amazing, I just started counting by like 27, I was out, and it was a really nice thing to know about like human nature, counting sheep puts you to sleep. It even rhymes, it's like perfect. But I imagine it's not so great when you're a shepherd, because then you actually do have to count sheep, it's like, alright, let's make sure they're all here. 1, 2, 3. And then you wake up an hour later and like the wolves have devoured the sheep. I mean, I don't know how you missed that. I guess sheep put you to sleep, but their death squeals don't wake you up. But then that's not even the worst part, because when you do want to use it, it probably still doesn't work for them, when they're going to bed, because then they'll just get nervous, they'll go back to sleep and they're like, alright, let's try to do this. 1, 2, oh fuck, was that a wolf? Oh shit, I should probably go check on those guys. So it just doesn't work. But that night when I did fall asleep, it was kind of annoying because I then was dreaming that I was counting sheep, and that was just a bit redundant. So like I tried to end it. I was like, all right guys, mission accomplished. You can leave now. We got it. So I was walking with a friend the other day down there, and we got past someone I guess he knew. And as we got a little bit further, he whispered to me, he's like, oh man, I can't stand that guy. He's a motherfucking thief. He's like, he's just always stealing stuff. I catch him all the time. I was like, really? That's what you're hung up on? That he steals shit? Because I still can't get past the fact that he apparently has sex with his mother. I mean, it's really true. We use this phrase all the time. Lots of people use it. And they just ignore the meaning that this phrase actually has. But if you don't, it's really hard to pay attention to what they're trying to get you to focus on. It's just like, oh man, that guy's a motherfucking bully. It's like, yeah, I bet, man. Because he's probably got some serious demons. He's probably a little angsty there. I imagine he's a bully. Man, that was a motherfucking hypocrite. It's like, whoa, I mean, like, come on, dude. At that point, hypocrisy is kind of a virtue, okay? Let's give him a little. So you guys know the shotgun rule in driving? It's actually a great rule. When you're going to a car with a group of people and you want to sit next to the driver, you have to call shotgun to let them know that you want to sit next to the driver. And this sort of comes from the old covered wagon Oregon Trail days, where the guy sitting next to the driver would have a shotgun to ward off things like bandits and lions and things like that. And but for me, I always want to sit in the back. It's a little bit more comfortable, so I have to try to call something that would have been there in the wagon. We're walking out, I have to be like, a sick kid with typhoid. Or salted buffalo carcass. That's me, right there in the back. I called it. So I really like these groups. You guys know the groups like Doctors Without Borders and Teachers Without Borders. It's kind of like a great program, It's like a great way, to use your time and education. Very noble. And the name is great. It's meaning off really well. It's like, we go across, we go overseas, we help these like poor countries, and we do these things for them, and borders are not an obstacle for us. That's really great. But I imagine like they must have had some failed names that they tried first, and I'm just like kind of wondering what those were. What was the first one, their first poster up? They're like, want to help the world? Come work with doctors without boundaries. It's really rude doctor. He's like comes in, he's like, hey, how's it going? He's all coughing in your face, like, oh man, let's check out those tonsils. You know, no need for the tongue depressor. I got fingers. You don't mind if I don't use a glove, right? Or teachers with boundary issues. They're going around their teachers' kids. What's going to the board and write something? No one? Oh, come on. How about you, Johnny? Come on, get on up there. Smacks his ass. Like, go ahead, get on up there. Just giving him massages, but high hesitation tests. Like, just relax there. So, I've never done this without border stuff. I had a summer job one time, and it shocked me. A coworker came up to me one time and he's like, can you believe this? They just gave me the axe. And I didn't know how to respond to that, you know, because we were actually working at a logging company. So I wasn't quite sure if he was trying to tell me they fired him or gave him a promotion. So I kind of like went for the obvious one. I was just like, oh man, that's great. I wish they would give me the axe someday. I'd really like to be in charge. And he was like, no, dude, it's not great, you know? How am I going to feed my family? This is like really sad. What are you talking about? I was like, I tried to save it. It's really awkward. I was like, ooh, wrong one. It was, okay, no, I'm sorry. I totally missed that. I just meant, like, you know, they'd give me the axe someday. I'd really like to have a little free time, you know, be in charge of my own sketch. You know what, man? It's all right. Have a good time with your axe. I'll be gone. I'm gonna go over here. Take care. And, you know, I didn't know what to say. So, went out a little long. I apologize. So, you guys excited about the baseball season? Just started last week. Anybody? No? That's fair. It's a long game. Okay, good. Very happy. Because I love baseball. And, but that kind of made it an issue for me in high school a lot when people like to use the baseball analogy for sex. Because when you know the rules of baseball, that analogy makes no sense. Because that was like, you know, when you go out and you say that, and you say you got to a certain base with a girl, like first, you normally, in baseball, don't get to another base. Usually, unless someone else gets to the base behind you, and they advance you. So, it gets some really creepy situations when you apply it to relationships, you know? Like, hey, how'd your date with Julie go? It was actually great. It was really great. I got to second base, dude. Second base. It's like, oh, nice. Yeah, it was awesome. So what I need you to do is take her out tonight, you know, just try to get to first, and I can get to third, maybe even score if I'm quick enough, you know. I think it can get really complex, you know. It's like, hey, look, Mike and I are on second and third with this girl, so we need you to take her out. You know, you just get to first with her, and we can both score. It'll be great. It's really insane, you know. It's like, hey, look, John, Mike, and I have bases loaded on this girl. We need you to come on. You know, it really doesn't matter what you do. You can fly out to deep center. You know, at least one of us can score that.